I'm going to start this video on the Bitcoin weekly zoomed out chart, and I'm going to give you two fractals. This is foundational to the video that we are about to discuss. Let me just chart this right now. What I am doing is I am going to this moment in 2017 when Bitcoin was breaking all-time high and kind of entering its parabolic bull run. That's the first fractal. I want to bring it over to this cycle when Bitcoin was breaking this all-time high back here and making its way into its kind of bull run that it's in right now. That's the 2017 move. Then I want to take another fractal and I want to go to last cycle when it was breaking the previous cycle all-time high, and I want to take that fractal into that bull market and I want to bring it over here and put it to this area where Bitcoin is on the weekly, and I want to just kind of change this color to yellow so that we can get a nice visualization. And here are the last two bull markets kind of plotted on Bitcoin right now. This is very important to what we're about to talk about, and that is why altcoin season has not happened. Maybe more importantly, why your altcoin season is still just loading and getting ready to happen. So hit the subscribe, hit the like. On the way in, it's the data that is going on in here that I really want to dissect with you. And it is data. It's my opinion that a massive bull market is going to happen. But let's put aside my opinion and just look at data and say, does data potentially back that up? Before I look at that exact data, I want to read this post. I just saw this on X. This is a very important point to everything else that I'm going to discuss in the video. Here's why altcoin season hasn't started yet. Rates stayed higher for longer, extending the business cycle, but monetary expansion is picking up. The next phase is coming. So we're going to be discussing kind of Bitcoin and its cycles and altcoins and the altcoin charts. But I do want to just make a point that there are other factors very much in play right now. And though things aren't immediately kind of pumping markets, it's in favor of a bull market on the way. That's what this data is saying as well. And a very nice visualization is this chart right here. And you can just see we are waiting for the Fed to get out of this contraction phase and go into this expansion phase. And that is what I think, and the data is showing, and this is not my opinion only. This is kind of where things are heading. We're getting hints at quantitative tightening, and this contraction is going to be coming to an end soon. If we enter expansion, as we just kind of looked at here on this X post, if we enter that, this is one thing that is going to play heavily into a continued bull market for Bitcoin, as well as altcoin season. Now let's get into the actual data of this. And by the way, as I'm doing all this, I want everybody to keep in mind, here's the total crypto market cap, excluding Bitcoin. You can just see this cycle, insane compression happening on the charts. There has not been an altcoin bull market. And I just want to say, even with everything I'm about to show you, please keep in mind, more patience might be needed. For me, as a macro person in the crypto space, a macro investor, it is what it is. I'm just going to wait for these things to happen, for this pivot to happen, for the increased value of this space. But just because it hasn't happened immediately in a way that has happened in previous cycles, for me, isn't like it's game over. Altcoins are going to zero. That's it. The crypto space is done. Because that's how a lot of people are acting right now or thinking. And I just am completely opposite of that right now. I'm just patiently waiting. So there could be more consolidation and downside. This thing could get even more crazily compressed. But let's dig into the data. So what I want to point out to you is this. We got some context on the Bitcoin charts zoomed out of previous cycles. This is showing that Bitcoin, this cycle, is operating in a different way than previous cycles. And if I just remove these fractals now, you can see how. And this is no surprise. Look at the consolidation of Bitcoin, like at this all-time high area multiple times. That consolidation, multi-month consolidation on this weekly chart, it just has never happened. We've entered these parabolic moves right out of the gate when it's breaking all-time highs. That has not happened this cycle. And I've been showing you the risk model in the Crypto Capital Venture Intelligence System. I've been showing this Bitcoin risk model right now sitting just at a 56. And we've been even evaluating just the way this consolidation and bull market looks. It has not gotten overheated at all. And you can just see, even last cycle got overheated very quickly when breaking all-time high. But I want to take this data that we see here on the Bitcoin risk model, and I want to show you something. If we go and we look at the total crypto market cap, so this is altcoins, and we look at just last cycle, Bitcoin breaking all-time high right here, I want to point out to you something. Altcoins, we're looking at December 2020. Altcoins were basically still 130% from all-time high. Right now, Bitcoin's above all-time high. Let's make a point of that. But right now, altcoins are 38% from all-time high. But if you look at this area, November, December 2020, on this Bitcoin breaking all-time high chart, right? And here's what it looks like on Bitcoin. If we go look at Bitcoin, here's Bitcoin getting ready to break all-time high. If we look at this, mid-December 2020, if we go and we look at this risk chart, let's zoom in here and look at that last bull market. Look where Bitcoin was. November 2020, right? 50s, mid-December, 58. And here we go. This is Bitcoin making the move right there to all-time high. Okay? This entire breakout, this parabolic move through all-time high from that December area into early January. What I want to point out to you is Bitcoin hit an 82 on risk. Quick consolidation up to 92 very quickly. And next, what I want to point out to you on the altcoin chart is when altcoins broke their all-time high. So here's all-time high of 2018, and here's altcoin markets breaking it in February of 2021. So if we go back to that risk model on Bitcoin, check out what Bitcoin was doing. February 2021, making that parabolic move, continued move to the 90s. Bitcoin has done none of this. It has done none of this. And I've realized that Bitcoin is sitting at all-time high, but Bitcoin has not made even its parabolic Bitcoin bull market move. And so when we have factors like that, and look at Bitcoin sitting at this, what's apparently supposed to be the bull market, crazy bull market for all of crypto, Bitcoin sitting at a 56 risk. This is like a pre-bull market number. And you can just see we've hit into the 60s briefly, but look, we've cooled down in this bull market to 39, a 39 risk very recently on Bitcoin. And then even in the last consolidation, 36 on the risk model. So Bitcoin's bull market has not even started yet. And you can just see how in every cycle, it's when Bitcoin really starts getting higher in that risk and really starts kind of moving in a certain way where we see the altcoin bull market begin. This is one view, one aspect on how altcoin season has not begun. And then when we bring into play the data like this, monetary expansion, going to be picking up, the end of quantitative tightening, or at the very least, the slowing down of quantitative tightening, now we have a macroeconomic landscape for these things to happen. And I know I meant to start the video with this. I know there's tariff stuff going on. Things are dipping today. But to me, I mentioned it on X earlier, this is manipulation, and it's just a lot of just an irrational response to these things. And I do think it's kind of fading, the impact of all of these tariff speculations. I think it's all going to be behind us soon. It's just a matter of patience. And it's patience for a lot of these things. But I wanted to give a different data-driven approach or view of what's going on in these markets. And this is just what I'm seeing. And it really is just my opinion. I know it's kind of data-backed, but at the end of the day, there's no guarantees on what happens next and what we might think happens next. But this is my opinion. And, for now, I'm sticking to it because I'm very bullish on the crypto space. And yes, I still am bullish on altcoins. And I know that's not the most popular thing right now, but it just is what it is for me. I'm managing my risks accordingly. And these are just my thoughts. If you want to get these risk models, this is a Bitcoin risk model. We have altcoins back there, as well as kind of integrating these risk models into exit strategies. We have so many tools back here, everybody. Please hit the link below, 40% off sale right now. Would love to have you on as a member. And if you're not a subscriber and you enjoyed this content, please consider subscribing, smashing that like button. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.